the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya in the Catalan Grand Prix of 2025. For Moto3, the first race is a moment away from gearing up. Let's head down to the grid and join our colleagues at TNT.
I try to fight him for the victory, but we'll see. We'll see during the race. Thank you to everything.
Thank you. David Munoz with his unique interviewing style, but we're always delighted to hear from any of the riders going from the second row of the grid there. Max Quiles goes from the third row. In terms of a track here, we've got that long run to turn one, haven't we? What kind of feel of a start do you think we'll get here?
It worries me, this run to turn one here, I've got to be honest, but hopefully they get through cleanly and then we get treated to a typical Moto3 battle royale as you get around this Catalunya racetrack. I think Quiles a bit out of sorts down there on the grid, but speed and pace and aggression in the race, he lacks none of it, so I think he'll come forward. But yeah, I'm excited for this one. I think we're going to have a multi-bike battle at the front of the field. I think the group will really stay together.
Can you just give us a word on your riders? There's been some big changes in the garage, and it seems as though a step forward has been taken. Eddie O'Shea going from 19th this weekend.
Yeah, Eddie's had a really good weekend, almost making the Q2 on Friday afternoon. Marco Morelli's joined from our junior GP team, stepping up. We've brought in our team manager from junior GP, Macaulay Webb, a few changes of staff, and actually rebuilt the bikes back to HRC spec, pretty much Honda kit, the way Furusato and the Honda Team Asia team work. And it seems to be paying dividends this weekend so far, so I'm quite positive and hoping for a good race for both Eddie and Marco here. Marco struggled a little bit with chatter around the circuit here this weekend, but fingers crossed in the race he can get his head down and get into that group.
We're looking at winner last time out there, Valentin Peroni. We had that lovely interview with him earlier. How do you see this race playing out?
Well, first of all, I really hope that everybody makes it safe, you know, to turn one, because we're so far out, turn one. There will be actually slipstreaming before entering that braking zone. So yeah, there's that. And then I can see, you know, a tire management. Even with those Moto3 bikes, it's going to be really, really hard to go away from the pack without burning those tires. And yeah, I think we're going to get another great battle.
Yeah, let's hope so then. Fingers crossed for our first race of the day. Angel Bequeras, Joel Kelso, and David Almonza is in pole position. Your commentators for this, Neil Hodgson and Gavin Emmett. Good morning.
Good morning, Susie. It sounds like the helicopter's been hovering right over your heads down there, so perhaps a moment of calm. But it will be short-lived, because we have got 18 laps of chaos ahead. Almanza on pole for the very first time at home. Championship leader, Rueda, in 7th, a long lap to serve. This one promises a plenty.
Welcome to Moto3 and the Catalan Grand Prix of 2025. This is going to be something very, very special. Here is your starting grid. David Almanza, Joel Kelso and Angel Bequeras on the front row. From David Munoz, Adrian Fernandez and Jose Antonio Rueda with a long lap penalty to serve for irresponsible riding during practice. Guido Pini is 7th alongside Alvaro Carpe and Maximo Cuelas had a big shot earlier on in practice as well. Then Jacob Rulster and Teo Forasato, Dennis Foggia, Luca Lanetta from Valentin Peroni and Riccardo Rossi. Marcos Yodatai, Cormac Buchaman alongside Rusi Moody, Eddie O'Shea, Nicola Caro and Marco Morelli. And further down, Stefano Nepa, Noah Deltweller and RB Atama, followed then by Scott Ogden and Rusi Yamanaka, the 26th on the front. Away we go then on the warm-up lap here for Moto3 in the Catalan Grand Prix. Let's check in with TNT.
In Moto3, there's tons in Moto2. But as they head down to turn one, Michael said it before, I fear for the pinch point of turn one.
Yeah. Do you know, if previous years at this racetrack are anything to go by, we're in for a treat. Basically, that long straight keeps the group together. It's close racing early on in the race. Even on the smaller Moto3 bikes, they will have to look after their tyres. So I expect a big group. I expect aggressive racing. I expect fireworks. I really do.
Yeah. Cloudy conditions, much different to what we've had. In fact, very similar to some of the morning sessions perhaps that they've had in Moto3. How does that affect things? Because even in Moto3, tyre life is going to come into play.
Yeah, it's humid as well. Both me and Sylvan were saying when we were in pit lane, starting to sweat, and it's like sort of the ambient temperature's down, but the humidity feels up, so the track could feel different.
You see those dark clouds overhead? I don't think they'll come this way. They usually hang over the Sierra, over the mountains that separate this part of Catalonia from the coast. We're not far away, but there's like a little mountain range there where the clouds just sit above it, so we should be okay. All being well, fingers crossed, but this time of year it can tend to bubble up. Joel Kelso is in the mix, David Almanza's on pole position, so I'm not saying unfamiliar names, but people not in that title fight who want their piece of the pudding.
Yeah, and it's just, yeah, you're right, slightly upside down grid. You've got some real, like, hard chargers further back on the fourth row. Keyless, who's had a strange weekend. I'm looking further back at even Valentin Perrone, who's been a sensation in recent weeks. He's down on the fifth row of the grid, so he will be coming forward.
Yeah, Luca Lunetta's back. Good to see him there with the bright yellow helmet. David Munoz prepping himself. This is where he announced himself on the world stage a couple of years ago. If you remember, David Munoz.
Munoz putting some boxing gloves on there.
I could see he was fitting them, wasn't he?
It looked like he was applying something.
I think it was
duster. That was
a horseshoe
exactly.
inside the end of his glove. Yeah.
Okay, all set to go then. We've introduced as well for this weekend the yellow flag indicator, so you know where a crash happens on the circuit. Sectors 1, 2, 3 and 4 will go yellow below me. He has brand new for this event as we gear up for what will be a all-time classic for this interesting Moto3 race. Revs are up, we're ready for a start. Here we go then, folks. The Moto3 Catalan Grand Prix is under starters' orders. Lights out, we're underway, and it's a good start from David Almanza. Joel Kelso will stay in second position as it comes down towards turn number 1 for the first time. Off the track a little bit goes Tayo Furusato. Late on the brakes, longest run to first one on the calendar. Let's see how they all make it. Up the inside comes the 24 as well, making some positions up there. David Munoz in the 64 moving up into third position as well. Rulstone's dropped down a couple of places. Good first sector time from everybody then. That's what we were wanting to see. We didn't want to have the usual gaps between everybody and all make a little bit of mess. Almanza leads the race from Kelso, Munoz, Cuelas, Fernandez, Pini, Rueda with that long lap penalty to come down in towards turn number 5 for the first time. A little bit sideways further back, but everyone looks to be okay. Rulstone moves up into 9th position. Caro and Furusato swap over places as they accelerate through the 7 and 8 complex towards turn 9 at Campsa. A quick, flat right-hander down towards Le Calex at turn 10. The circuit most like it was originally then, as they come underneath the braking zone, under the new banner bridge. As Pini makes a couple of places up the inside line, Furusato still holding through on that inside. Perrone moves up to 12th. Joel Kelso has taken the lead of the race from David Almanza. David Munoz down into 3rd place now. So all trying to find the right situations out there, all trying to find just the correct braking zone, the correct action. They don't want to go too far off. Lap 1 complete then, and it is all go as Kelso leads the race. But this is the long slipstream battle. Everyone right up against the pit wall, then barking out to make it 5 wide into turn 1, and it's a mystery who leads. Almanza has now got it back from pole position. Munoz back up into 2nd position. It is so crazy how this start-finish straight, the longest run to turn 1 on the calendar, can just sort of accept the whole nuance of this one and just keep it flat out and keep it pushed down together. It's a good race so far as Furusato moves ahead of Perrone. Up into turn 5, Furusato trying to make up a couple of places. Still wanting to hold it in. And this will be the advantage as they come in towards the chicane.
You've got to have your rivals know that if you put a hard move on to you, you're going to get it back with some VAT on. Otherwise, you just get taken advantage of.
Almanza back in the lead then with Munoz in 2nd. Keyless is there in 3rd place, having made that move. Fernandez up to 4th. And then Jose Antonio Rueda's having a good lap here, put himself in fifth. He needs to be as high up the order as he can at this stage of the race without destroying his tyres. So when he rejoins at the back of this pack, that he has something to fight back with.
I'm really interested in this race to see if we see the mature David Munoz we've seen in the last few rounds, where he's sat back, he's sat in second currently. He's not risked too much early on in the races and let the race come to him, and he's had a little bit more tyre at the end of the race.
Yeah, quite possibly. He's sat there, isn't he, right behind Almanza as they start lap 3 now. Almanza leading them across the line. Munoz just behind him. Keep an eye on the pink number 28 of Max Quiles.
Oh, it's going to come
pops
in.
out, and here comes Adrian Fernandez as well. So Rueda's already setting up his long lap penalty, going really early. The aim here being that he doesn't lose out much. He won't have had too many opportunities to run through the long lap loop this weekend. Oh, a bit of a bobble as he went through there.
Did he complete that in total?
He did all right on exit.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, and he's hopefully going to tag onto the back of the group. That's his plan.
So I wasn't 100% sure on that one.
All of the outside of the curb.
As we've seen him do a lot this year. He's a rider who you're allowed to do that as long as it's not green paint. It's not classed as track limits.
So red paint's fine
So
this weekend.
Where is he? Just in behind Carraro by the looks of things, down in 15th place. Right, Ricky Rossi it is. He's got company. See, not too far behind. You saw Marco Morelli and Scott Ogden there. And Eddie O'Shea in a little group.
Yeah, Rueda 15th. He won't mind that. Like I said, he is tagged onto the back of the group, but he'll have to push early on just in case there's a breakaway.
A couple of people transgressing on track limits there. A reminder, you're allowed 3 before you get a warning, and then your 5th, you will have to take a long lap penalty. I am sure there will be people doing long lap penalties today.
Yeah.
Well, other than Rueda and Carraro, who've already done theirs.
You had to.
All their transgressions during practice. That was tight. Lunetta. Ralston.
Yeah, ran into the back of him, didn't it? Nearly went over the top. It's never a nice feeling.
On board here with David Munoz, keeping his powder dry. Angel Piquera similarly had a very slow start to the race, but not dramatically so. So he's right in touch. This is the battle for third we're looking at.
Yeah, and it's about here the slipstream really takes effect. You'll see the bike in front come towards us. There you go, on the limiter, you could hear that.
And he takes a couple,
Four
doesn't he?
wide!
Here comes Quiles, though, on his inside.
Fernandez
really
dropped
tight.
it.
Then David Munoz doing well to slot back in behind Piqueras. So.
Yeah, well, Fernandez nearly dropped it. That's changed up the positions now as well. Almanza, Quiles, Piqueras, Munoz, Fernandez, the top 5 now as how the situation runs together as they come in towards turn 4 at Repsol. Tig says hello, plugs there too. Marc Marquez will claim the title today. No, Marc can't win the title today, mathematically. If he is more than 3 points ahead of Alex Marquez today, it will be match point in the next race at San Marino next weekend. So Marc could be champion in San Marino in a week's time. That's when he can claim it.
They've already in this race.
Off there, going down a blind alley, and you can just see it forced Piqueras onto the green paint on the inside, and it's cost them both a bit of time there. That was one of those of Munoz riding really close to the rider behind, and actually paying a penalty because of it.
Yeah, it cost him time, didn't it? I can see the team manager Peter Ertel just thinking, stay calm, so you can hear him talking out loud.
Oh, that was Kelso on Lunetta there, aggressive down into turn 10. Yeah, he'll be even more nervous, Will Ertel, because now it's Pini and Munoz on the same part of the racetrack.
Yeah, he's aggressive, young rookie, the young Italian Pini. He's another wild one. Fast, loads of talent, sometimes just pushes a little bit too hard, risks a bit too much.
As a rookie, though, you can forgive him that.
It's all part of it, yep.
Part of the process, part of learning. As they cross the line, we're on to lap 5 now of this 18-lap race. Fastest rider on track, the championship leader, Jose Antonio Rueda. He has made a second up since he's done his long lap. He's in 12th. He's at the back of this group. He is all right.
Yeah. As it stands, they're just sitting behind Almanza. No one's wanting to waste their tyre. They're letting him essentially give off the slipstream down all the straights. And it's corners like this now where you'd really pin it. You'd be just applying the throttle in like a real smooth manner, just trying not to put too much stress through the tyre.
Adrian Fernandez. Behind there is Rueda at the back of the group, the first of those 2 KTMs. Again, Piqueras in a hard battle situation. He'd have gone for it there, but decides against it. He's riding a very solid race at the moment. He's behind Quiles, who's second. Heaney got through on Munoz quite aggressively in turn 5. Just seems to shiver in Peter Ertl's body. Rueda's past Lunetta now and up to 10th place.
Still looking good, that 5.
It's Rueda.
Yeah, your leader Almanza's had a good season, but he's not managed a podium yet. No. He's had a 4th place finish. We've seen him in this position before. He's one of the riders who sometimes near the end of the races can get a little bit beaten up.
Yeah, and tyres, you think, as well.
Exactly.
How much are you having to use to lead like this? Pace-wise, they're in the, well, he's been in the high 148s. We've had a low 148 from Rueda, but do you know what? Race lap record here is 46s from Rueda last year. That was in November though.
Yeah, the track was cooler then, and it definitely offers more grip, this track, when it's a bit cooler.
3 wide still down towards turn number 1. Now makes it 6 wide. Still Almanza leading the way. The 31's coming back up the inside of Adrian Fernandez, but retaking 2nd position. Maximo Quez, can we just point out here? Just look at this. We'll come back to look at the gap. He's up 7 places from where he started. Del Weller and Adamita has been given an irresponsible riding, so a long lap penalty now for both of them on the field, as up the inside comes the 36 of Piqueras, taking 3rd position away. Did not want to do anything back, so brilliant move from Piqueras. He's dragged Munoz and Pini with him as well. Fernandez has dropped from 3rd to 6th in the space of 1 corner as we're downhill and towards turn 5 at Campsa. Still a big grey cloud to the sky, but you heard from Gavin on the formation lap. It's not going to be that big of a difference. We shouldn't be expecting too much rain. As up the inside as well, Munoz gets ahead of Pini at the 7-8 chicane before coming into Campsa at turn 9. Yamanaka is ahead of Caro as well. So it's all's fair in love and war. The Moto3 race is being fantastically driven together. And we're just at the early stage of this race. It's lap 6 of 18. Peroni's been given a track limits warning now from race control. But I must just point out to you that this race will come to its own at the end. They've got to save their Pirelli tyres that they use here. It's a different form of grip, so save them up together, and this is going to be a very interesting run as they come out now. We'll hand back to TNT in a second because they're just going to have the slipstream down towards turn 1. 871 metres from the exit of the last corner down towards turn 1. It's the longest run on the MotoGP calendar. The second one is Mugello as they head down into the braking zone. Furusato just touching the side of the 94 of Guido Pini. On the inside though, it's going to be Maximo Cuelas trying to take the lead away from David Almanza, who's on the outside line. Almanza stays in the lead of the race. Cracking battle.
And what he does, he goes to the inside but doesn't attempt to pass him because he just wants to sit there, save his tyres.
You know who's having a good ride here? Jacob Ralston, there on the number 12. You see in the back of that front group, the first of the Red Bull KTMs. Really good, isn't it, to see the Aussie? I don't know what he's got for next year. I know that the Mumley is always around. They'll be looking at their options. I don't know what the change to Gunter Steiner, who's taken over the Tech 3 team. I don't know what that means for him, but look at this. Here's a nice move on Adrian Fernandez.
Yeah, looks really comfortable there.
I'm liking what I'm seeing from Ralston here.
Yeah, me too, especially having had a horrendous winter, breaking his back. Missed all pre-season testing, started the season unfit because of the injury. He's done really well.
But he scored points in every finish he's had.
Yeah.
You know, he's been in the mix, and not everyone can say that. Kelso again. At turn 9, morning Luca Lunetta, who he's been put through the walls on his return to Moto3 action this weekend after his horrible crash. Remember, with Furusato in Assen. Now, Quiles has lost that wheel of Almanza because Munoz, Furusato, and now Piqueras coming through. Don't worry, he'll give as good as he's got here.
I keep thinking, when's this race going to start? Because any time now it's going to explode.
There was a race here a few years ago up at this part of the racetrack. There was one in COVID where people were sat up in that part of the track because nobody wants to lead here heading on to the last lap of the race. Yeah, they know they're going to get swallowed up.
People were trying to position themselves. It was really messy. People rolling off the throttle where they shouldn't have been.
Yeah, it's bad enough in practice, it's riding slow online. It's even worse doing it in a race.
I love it. It's always difficult to see your pit board. Everyone has
7
crescent
wide.
numbers, so they stand out. But when
Starting to come across 7 wide into turn 1. Almanza still leads. And that's going to put Maximo Cuelas now back to second.
I bet Almanza can't believe this. He'll be like, oh, feels all right. The problem is, he'll be getting the signal will be +0, which means obviously he's got no lead.
Yeah.
And then it'll be a G of the group of,
a million.
what is it? It's 15. Actually, Skogdin's come from the back row of the grid, and he's on the back. He's come forward.
15th, yeah.
Well,
He's lapping about half a second lap faster than the rest of these because the group we are still waiting, but it's allowed Scott to come forward. He's into 15th place.
well done to him. You have to give him credit up to 14th across the line.
Especially with a broken bone in his hand.
That's it. He's ahead of Alvaro Carpe, so good on him.
Could this be the breakthrough ride?
It's this sort of place, isn't it?
You never know, dear. Stranger things have happened.
Yeah. Tricky track conditions. You know, tyres become a factor late on in the race. Let's see how it...
And there will have been meetings before the race you have with your team manager, with your crew chief mainly, and it's like, just wait and wait. Where we're at, we're nearly at half race distance. So...
Rueda through on Adrian Fernandez. Fernandez could have the inside line into 12, but Rueda blocked it off beautifully. He's now got David Munoz in his sights. It's been an excellent ride from Rueda so far, hasn't it? Textbook. If he could have written a script for how this race was going to go, it's about right. Maybe he'd have liked to have led a little bit early on. He attacks David Munoz down into the final corner. Will affect his run down the straight a little bit, you might have thought. Although carried good corner speed, good roll speed through the corner. But if he was going to ride, you know, how the first part of the race was going, including his long lap loop, as they go on to lap 9 of 18.
Sorry to get across again, 7 wide, and Furasato's coming on the inside line in turn number 1 to try and take 3rd position. Meantime, further back, Rueda and Piqueras going into battle, and that allows Munoz and Fernandez to take back through. So Rueda's now dropped down into 7th position. Constant changes here in Moto3, as still the lead goes on, actually, coming back up towards turn 4. This is an unusual sight to see. The 36 trying to come up the inside of Piqueras. He takes 2nd position now away from Almanza. Maximo Cuelas takes the lead of the race as we head down in towards turn 5. Almanza retakes it into the braking zone, and now Cuelas drops down into 3rd. Piqueras stays 2nd. This race just will not live up. There's 15 riders in a battle together right now, and the last one is Scott Ogden. So everybody who's inside points-paying positions are sticking together at the halfway stage of the Moto3 Grand Prix of Catalonia. Yep, just accept it. Again, something will change. Again, something different is happening. And it's hard to tell. Down to the braking zone of Le Calex at turn 10. 3 wide into the braking zone. Cuelas tries to go on the inside line of Piqueras. Doesn't really go too far wide. Now he's got Furusato and Munoz spinning round the outside. Munoz goes through into 4th position. So there are changes out there that we were expecting to see. Fabulous running so far. Lap 9 of 18. About to start lap 10. And here comes that slipstream battle once more. Late movement to the last corner. Rueda gets ahead of Furusato. And now is that going to give a run across the line? Down towards turn number 1. Throw it in late on the brakes. Are we going to see a differential? Everyone going over the pit wall. On board with Rueda. He's been passed around the outside by Furusato. No change at the front. Almanza should still have the lead of the race. Munoz to 3rd, Piqueras 4th, Furusato 5th. As they come back through again, they are changing position every second.
When we talk about someone like Quiles or Piqueras positioning themselves so well, Furusato, it feels like, does all right, but then has missed out on quite a lot of occasions.
Yeah, he's had a couple of second-place finishes where you thought he was going to get a chance of winning. So, yeah, let's hope.
Kelso's dropped back to 15th.
He's so strong into here, is Furusato, which is very helpful because it's such a block past corner, turn 5.
You talked about Scott Ogden from the back of the grid. What about Ryusei Yamanaka up to 10? Really good ride. Who's that sat up on the inside there? Someone sat up. There's a bike gone to the inside of the race.
Ralston.
It's either Rueda or Ralston. It's Ralston, I think. I just saw his the blue boots. And so
yeah, it's Ralston. Yellow flags come out, look, in the 3rd sector. So Jacob Ralston has sat up and he's out of the race. And that's put out the yellows in sector 3 at the moment. So that's a bit more positive. Let's just adjust this, shall we? Because it looks a bit of a mess coming through on our timing monitors up here in the booth. But yeah, so that's going to be a problem to try and fix that later. Yellow flags out, though, on the circuit as we continue to run and run and run. And hang on, I've got another one. Buckerman's crashed out too. Yeah, Buckerman's out too. So another yellow flag coming out. Really strange race, this one, as it comes down to the braking zone. Way on the inside line comes Rueda, chops back in front of the 64 of David Munoz as well. Almanza, though, has led so many laps in this race so far. Buckerman has crashed as well, so there's another one out of the race. Yamanaka gets ahead of Fernandez.
When you're getting in and around a braking zone.
Already he knows he's there as well, hasn't he?
Exactly.
Just gone past him, and then to swoop right back across. Yeah, a little bit naughty, and Munoz won't like that.
No.
And already you see he's passed Furasato, and Rueda takes the front. A little bit of gas mid-corner there. Rueda feels this pace could be hotter.
Yeah, Quiles is so saving his tyre then on the last two right-hand corners. That's why everyone just grouped up, because he just didn't touch the throttle, and then Rueda's thought, no, I'm going to go for it. I think this could be it.
Yeah.
This could be the first one what we got to go. Well, there's 7.5. Yeah, 7.5.
Yeah, this is the go point. We're getting to that go point now,
You don't want to go too early, though, do you? Front tyres was another issue.
Yep.
We saw this weekend a lot of banding on those front tyres, even on the Moto3 back. Ooh, green paint.
Yep.
So as he pushes on a bit there, carrying a bit more corner speed through 9. Look at Quiles taking it around the outside, wide one on Almanza. You are so right. He's had a talking to from Marc Marquez this morning, as Max Quiles, who's gone down there and said, whatever you do, just easy, sweet on that throttle, just breathe on it.
Yep. You can see him doing it.
Because it's such wide, sweeping lines.
Just have more roll speed.
That track limits there at turn 9 for Rueda's brought up the warning.
Oh.
So,
right, they're going to all have to go now, because Rueda's got a little bit of a lead coming onto the straight.
Fastest lap for a while, that 48.3, Neil.
Yeah, about half a second faster than we've been going. They're on the grass already.
Right, so it's time. Who's got what they need to put the push on?
Off
And
goes
that's Quiles.
Quiles.
He's pushed out wide down into turn 1. He's going to rejoin at the back of the field. He's basically been given a long lap penalty by himself there.
Why did he not just cut across?
You're not allowed. It's been told by Simon Craypar, you have to finish off.
Fair enough.
If you do run off track there,
Fair enough.
you have to follow the route.
Makes sense.
So he's done it correctly. The problem is, it's a big penalty
Yeah, that is a massive penalty.
at this stage of the race.
Well, he's going to have to, obviously...
Use that tyre.
He's got plenty of it left. He hasn't touched it. Oh, look at him. He's right off the bike. Right, I'm going to keep my eye on Quiles and see what lap times he can do.
I would like to see again what happened down into turn 1. There was so much going on there. Munoz was aggressive.
It has been a weekend to forget for Quiles.
Horrible crash first morning, turn 13.
Oh, a little bit wide for everybody there.
Slightly concussed. He looked very dizzy, but obviously he passed all the medical checks.
Yeah, he definitely didn't lose any consciousness at any point, so the checks have gone on and they deemed him fit to continue. He has got a second behind Scott Ogden, who's had a really good ride, you have to say. He and Kelso are doing battle for 12th. There you can see the gap to Quiles, being willed on, I'm sure, by the Marc Marquez and Alex Marquez fan club. They share the same agency looking after them, Vertical.
Well, it's an opportunity for Max Quiles to show us how good he is. I think we all rate him highly, but he's got 6 laps to go. He's in 14.
Wait a second, did the win from pole in Hungary first visit not
prove anything?
Or the win in Italy, in Mugello, in his first visit there in just his 5th race, that didn't do it for you?
I'll keep my mouth shut.
Angel Piquera's just set a new fastest lap of the race, and look how he's responded. He's seen Rueda hit the front. They've all been keeping time up to now.
And let's see what Tig says. Almanza wants to lead, but he won't want to do it on the final lap. That is perfectly true. That's why he's dropped back into 4th place. Going to save his tyres a little bit, save that tyre pressure, or let Rueda do it for a little bit at the front, and then just see what happens next. Because right now, it is bang on at the front. It's everything to play for.
Almanza has led for a lot of this race, and now it's a watching brief in 4th for him. Then Furasato and Yamanaka for company. Yamanaka particularly impressive today from the back of the grid, but Furasato is up into 4th place now. There's Peroni on the inside of Pini. There's Alvaro Carpi. What's happened to Ogden? He's just losing a bit of touch with them now. Might actually help Quiles in a strange way.
Yeah, because if you can catch him on this lap and get a slipstream down the straight.
Quiles' pace will have to improve on this lap. So he isn't making too many inroads.
What he's going to need is big moves at the front, which are going to come. Of course they're going to come.
Yeah, well, Piquet's done a 1:47.965. Still has got the fast lap of the race so far. But now let's just see if Wade is going to be able to keep this slipstream battle down towards turn 1 again. 2/10 at the moment to Piquet in second and Munoz in third.
Where you need to be coming out of that last corner in the group to get the perfect slipstream.
And Piquet has given himself room there, hasn't he?
Yep.
To have a little bit of room behind Rueda here. Now he should pick up a slipstream. You can't necessarily be too close to the bike in front, although on this occasion he obviously wasn't close enough.
No, yeah, they weren't much in it, but he just a fraction too far back.
Furusato sent
Oh,
out
he's dropped back, yeah.
into the dirty stuff on the outskirts of around turn 1. You know who's just set the fastest lap of the race, Neil? Valentin Perrone.
Yep.
And I saw him make another move there through turn 2. So he's in the mix here, just behind Furusato now, the Argentine, who was second to Quiles last race.
Yeah, very aggressive, as we know.
Munoz and Almanza, a little bit of contact coming through turn 4 there. Almanza having the upper hand on that occasion. Furusato very, very tight on the inside once more. Fernandez closes the door in front of him. Who's that on the outside? Lunetta forced onto the outskirts of the racetrack. He's dropping back.
Yeah, meanwhile, Rueda at the front's taking those sweeping lines, checking out.
Down into turn 1. There's the contact.
Yeah, this is what it feels like.
Problem there for Furusato was braking on the curbs, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's got pushed out, didn't it? You can see, look, the bike's hopping and skipping. Can't quite get it stopped. And then you onto the dirty part of the track, you can see that as well. Less grip. How close it is.
Good well to recover from that. Come back into that front group in 6th place.
Max McQuaid, track limits
Slight
warning.
gap at the front. Half a second now between Rueda and David Almanza. As Almanza got the pace to keep check on Rueda. Rueda, mind you, has track limits to worry about hanging over his shoulders. So does Max Quiles now. And Quiles is being cut adrift here. 4/10 slower than Rueda on that last lap. Still see him at the top of the screen. 4 to go now.
I love how Tig's even saying the same thing as what I'm thinking. They can't let Rueda have a gap on the final lap. The gap at the moment is 0.3 of a second, 4 to go, and they're battling it out and just letting everything happen in front of them. Rueda could win the most unpredictable run to the line of the season.
A bit. Sorry, Piquet, Yamanaka, my apologies. Keras is there in behind Almanza, just popped out, missed him. There is Yamanaka. Perrone still there in 8th. This is where we've seen Furusato strong. Pini behind, Perrone, we're on board with Munoz in 6th spot. Looking back at Yamanaka here.
Did Pini get Perrone? Yeah, I think he barged him wide at turn 5.
Quiles has got past Ogden, I just noticed in the top of the screen. And he's up to 13th. Only one of the front runners with the track limits hanging over their head, though, is the leader, Rueda. And the gap has been cut down on this lap, Neil.
Yeah, I tell you what, Almanza, to say he led so much earlier on, is doing well, but it's that Leopard Honda. I think the straight's really helping him out.
How many times have we said that in the past? We just haven't said it recently.
No, we haven't said it. We haven't said it this year.
It's the roll speed, perhaps, through that final corner, giving him a bit of a slingshot down the straight, down through turn 13. 3 laps to go in this race, and it hasn't quite gone off like I'd expected.
No.
But there's still time. Here we go then. 3 laps to go for Rueda.
3.
Wanting to extend his championship lead. This could almost seal him the championship if he were to do it here. Furusato just set a new fastest lap of the race. He's there in 4th place, almost on the grass.
Gets the
down
pace
towards
to the front.
turn 1. Rueda's not going to be attacked for the lead. But Piqueras is going to get right onto the back of his title rival now. Piqueras been holding firm until this part of the race now. You can see that Rueda just swoops around turn 2 and then into turn 3. It suits his style so much, that part of the racetrack.
Yeah, it's the flowing nature of this part of the track.
Furusato up to 3rd now, past Adrian Fernandez. Almanza started to feel the pace. Where's Munoz? Yeah, just in that little group at the moment. Not able to bare his teeth, is he?
No, I think they're knocking lumps out of each other a little bit, and it's costing them time, whilst the lead 2 now are checking out.
They're going, aren't they?
Yeah, certainly the first half of the track, Rueda's got a slight advantage and he's pulling
Just a bit.
Piqueras with him.
And then on the brakes, Piqueras gets in close. You saw it down at turn 7 there. I'm sure we'll see it down here. Through turn 9, I'd expect Rueda to sweep and be that little bit stronger. Then Piqueras on the brakes.
Yeah, if it's an out-and-out braking match, you'd put your money on Piqueras.
Which is why, as we get towards 2 laps to go, Piqueras being in this position bodes well for him. A little bit of a slip, though, as he tried to apply the gas coming out of turn 10. Munoz still having to work hard in his battle with Yamanaka behind him. It's Rueda leading them down the hill. 1 more corner to go, and then it's 2 laps. Penultimate lap of the race coming up. Where do you want to be in a lap's time? Does Piqueras want to take the lead just yet? Does he want to save it to the final lap?
Well, this is the danger point.
Now on the run down towards turn 1, you see him picking up the slipstream, but he's not going to be close enough down towards turn 1.
Still nothing going on.
Sato is, though. He's up to 3rd spot now. Through into 2, into 3.
Yeah, and look at Rueda.
That's where he looks so beautiful.
So strong.
Takes a couple of bike lengths through there.
Yeah.
Sato on the inside, turning with the Honda. Honda's going well in this race.
Yeah, they are.
Fernandez now into 3rd. Sato 4th. Almanza's there in 5th. It's been a good day for the Japanese bike. Keyless isn't getting involved in this at all.
Sato's looking on the inside.
Sato then got the thing sideways on the brakes, down into turn 5. Managed to get it stopped, though.
Lunetta's out of it. Even Joel Kelso at the back of this front group of 10 will fancy his chances. And we'll find out on the home straight on the next lap. Piqueras is putting himself 2nd. That's all he's wanted all race, is to make sure that at this stage of the race, he's in behind the leader. And then we're going to see. Here we go, down towards turn 10. Sato also trying to get through. Everyone blocking that inside line.
It's going to be block after block.
Kept it clean, Gav. I'm shocked.
Yeah, but this
Still
could be
a lap
it.
remaining in this race.
Yeah, this final lap is going to be something else. We'll stay with it on the Comcam and then hand back to TNT. What are we going to witness? Final lap of the Moto3 Grand Prix. Over the line we go. Rueda, the gap just a 1/10 of a second, but he did make it to the line that time by. In towards turn number 1 we go. Rueda goes defensive. Piqueras looks to the outside line. They literally hit elbows together. And suddenly Rueda's down to about 4th position. Fernandez takes 2nd. Sato knocks off the front of Rueda. Coming back to on the inside. Fernandez, Almanza into 2nd. Piqueras has the lead of the race at the moment. Out of turn 3, up to turn 4 at Repsol. Everyone moving around at the moment. They've got to try and find out the right opportunity in the right braking zone to slip back through on the inside line. Still a little bit of a issue between them. Almanza loses that 2nd position to Sato. Sato looks to the inside line. Piqueras has a 10.5 of an advantage at the moment as they come through. Rueda's fighting back. He's alongside Fernandez. Into turn 7 and 8 of the chicane. Rueda should be able to come back through. Fernandez went too wide. He loses out to Almanza. Rueda backs to 3rd. Sato looking ahead on the inside as Yamanaka forces his way through for 5th position through Campsa. Into turn 10 of Lecalex. Sato looks to the inside line. Rueda's right there. Round the outside we go. Super late on the inside. Piqueras might have this one. It's going to be the run to the line. 2 corners left. It's right there together. Piqueras could win. Sato could win. Rueda could take it more. It's going to be such an important last corner. And it's all now. Do or die manoeuvres. Rueda plunged down the inside line. He gets out of Sato. But has Piqueras got the advantage at the front to take the checkered flag? He has. It's Piqueras who wins in Catalonia. Rueda in 2nd. Sato in 3rd. It's 4th, Almanza. 5th for Fernandez. But finally, it is for Angel Piqueras. Victory in Moto3. He wins the Catalan Grand Prix. Fantastic.
What a ride. I mean, that's class. That's Angel Piqueras of old. That was the young rookie we saw. That was the Red Bull rookie champion. When it comes to a last lap, racecraft, it's the patience throughout the race that impressed me the most. He just sat there and sat there. He knew exactly what he was going to do. And do you know what? He didn't give Furasato a chance into 10 because he brakes so late, Piqueras. We know he's a demon on the brakes. Didn't give him a look, honestly, on that last lap. That was perfect.
That's what he showed, if you remember, when he won his first race at Misano last year. That's where we go next in the championship. Angel Piqueras back on top of the world in Moto3 here today. He takes victory from championship leader Jose Antonio Rueda. This was what did it. On the slipstream, down into turn 1 on that last lap, and he held firm to the line. We'll have all the reaction and an interview with our race winner when we come back from the break.
What a fantastic race that was. Literally, it was energetic, it was feisty, and it put everything together. Definitely one of the races of the season. 110% going into it. Okay, so let's take a look at the results then, shall we? It's Piqueras' victory from Rueda, Furasato, Manza, Fernandez, Pini, Kelso, Munoz, Yamanaka and Peroni, the top 10. From Lanetta, Quelas in 12th, Carpe, Ogden, Yuratai, Orossi, Morea from Moody. Then we get Dennis Foggia, Caro, Doubtweller, Eddie O'Shea, Nepa, Atama, and then the races out of the race for Rulestone and Buckerman as well. The only 2 retirements from that race. Gap's done the championship looking quite strong. Gap in the race is going to be quite energetic and quite interesting. I am looking forward to seeing what's going to happen. We've only got, of course, one more race to go before we head into the flyaways. That's at San Marino next weekend. And that is going to be an energetic swing in the championship, just to see how everything's going to work out. I mean, we should be excited. We should be sort of buzzing about it, really. It's going to be a unique atmosphere, and I think as well a unique race that will bubble up for us here today as well. Just a reminder for you, what's coming up on JB Motorsports 2 in a few moments is the second WCR race. As well for the women's circuit racing at Manicure. Right now on JB Motorsports, Omi is going to be doing the Porsche Super Cup race from Italy. We've got Moto2 coming up at 11:05, followed then by the Italian, the MotoGP Catalan Grand Prix at 12:50, the Italian Grand Prix for Formula 1 from 1 o'clock, Freca on JB2 from 2 o'clock, second Superbike race as well coming up later on. That will be at 2:20. And then, of course, later on this evening, we've got the WEC Lone Star Le Mans race at 7 o'clock. And at 7:30, NASCAR gets underway at Gateway. Well, it's going to be an interesting battle and an interesting atmosphere as we are a few moments away from all of the action getting started here for what will be World Superbikes Race 2. And I think Omi's go now. Yep, Omi is go now for Porsche as well. So let's head down to our colleagues at TNT for the podium ceremony.
Welcome back to Barcelona, Catalunya, the circuit that has just witnessed a really good thinking man's Moto3 race, I have to say. Jose Antonio Rueda was excellent, wasn't he, having to take his long lap penalty. And his decision was, I'm going to go to the front and push on the pace and try and stretch them a little bit. It worked. It took Max Keeles effectively out of the equation today, but it didn't work on his main title rival, Angel Piqueras.
No, really interesting race. Like, to the body language of Keeles is disappointed, but nothing to be ashamed of. Got pushed off the track, didn't he? And then just couldn't quite get it back. Bit of a weekend to forget for him.
It's a learning race, isn't it?
Certainly, well, yeah. It certainly was.
Yeah, but I thought Ray did everything really that he could.
I did too.
You can't.
Piqueras was smart.
Yeah,
really smart.
Was that a warning on his bike? Was that a cucumber? I don't know. That's an inside joke, but we'll have to find out what the story is down there. Cool as a cucumber, perhaps.
He was. Well, like I said, that's what we that's what we knew when he was coming to this championship from the junior ranks. He was the man on the last lap. Really good racecraft. Fursato's got nothing to be disappointed about. He will be, because we know what he's like. He'll be disappointed. But Rueda was always going to pass him into the last corner because he'd practiced it so many times. And I think what Rueda was doing, essentially what you do in that situation, you go down an extra gear just to help get your bike stopped, and then basically it powers out of the corner. You can't carry as much corner speed, but he definitely practiced it.
Furasato, excellent today, I have to say, from 11th on the grid. First podium since Qatar.
Wow.
When he had a chance to win on that occasion,
Yeah.
remember?
I'm pleased. It was aggressive riding at the end, but nothing silly. No stupid moves where people were doing stuff really dangerous.
KTM Constructors World Championship.
Yeah, they've dominated this year, haven't they?
Yeah.
Really. Even though the Hondas were working well today.
I think they'd also do it with Angel Piqueras. He's on one as well. Yeah. He's the one who's won the race. He's the one who scored the Constructors' points today. Only the top in Constructors, only the top rider scores points in the teams, both riders do. Alvaro Carpe, a day to forget. Another learning day, finishing 13th behind Quiles, just ahead of Scott Ogden, who did pick up 2 championship points. I bet he was in a bit of pain at the end of the race, I guess, for Ogden.
Yeah, and yeah, you feel like Carpe as well. If you just lost the group, you were done. Because essentially that drag down the start and finish is worth half a second.
Do you feel he's having a similar rookie season to Rueda?
Yeah.
Like he did back in the day. Right, let's hear from Tayo, back on the podium for the first time since Qatar.
Tayo, another brilliant ride through the field to get back onto the podium after some recent frustration on the final laps. Just how nice is it to be back onto the podium?
Yeah, I mean, this result is what we work for. What we work these few races that I crashed a lot for last lap. That I needed to work for my mental side and with the team. And obviously, I could feel what I was trying to get from my skill, from the mental side. So yeah, this is what I get from the step. One step I do growing up with the team, which is more important than podium for today. So I'm really happy for today about the races, what I have done. And yeah, for sure, I was looking for podium these few races that I missed out many times. So yeah, I'm happy. It was a long way I needed to walk, so I'm happy. So I will continue to walk in Misano and let's see what I can do.
Great ride, well done.
Yeah, and a great interview as well, that wasn't it,
Yeah.
from Tayo Furasato, how they've scrapped hard, worked hard to get back here. You feel like on a Honda you are up against a couple more factors than on the KTM.
Yeah, and look at the front tyre as well. Look at all their front tyres on the right-hand side are really heavily grained up. That will not feel nice. But yeah, you're right. And especially you go to some tracks and the Honda's definitely not the bike, to be honest. This track, it's a bit more of a leveller. This is some nice flowing corners.
Yeah, Fire didn't quite light under David Munoz today, a bit like Quiles. Had something early on, but then there was just so much scrapping going on, and that's what can happen, that you lose touch with your shot at challenging the leaders. Jose Antonio Rueda didn't die wandering on that though, did he? He got to the front, finished second in the end, but good 20 points.
Jose Antonio, a fantastic ride through. The long lap obviously was a huge hindrance, but it didn't seem to affect you. But I imagine a bit of frustration with the pace you had just to miss out on victory today.
Yeah, I'm very happy with the job with the team and all. I just want to say thanks for all the work this weekend. We make the low lap and again on the podium, the second position. I fight until the end, and yeah, I'm very happy with that position, with all of that weekend. And I want to say thanks for everybody to support me. My family is here and everybody that is watching on TV. And yeah, I'm so happy today.
Top ride, well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, had a lot of work to do, a lot of thinking to do. It's just him doing his long lap loop. Early on, went straight away. Sometimes you say, oh dear, leave it to the third lap. He obviously felt, let's keep that group as big as possible. And it worked for him.
Yeah, it did work for him. Yeah, they'll have planned that one out, won't they? The team will have said, just go straight away, because the group definitely will still be big. I mean, he's obviously still got a comfortable lead in the championship, but it's nice that Piqueras is keeping him honest.
Well, it was 85, wasn't it? It's now 64.
Yeah.
Still 175 points to play for, with 7 rounds remaining. It's his to lose, obviously. He could have 2 races off and still comfortably win this championship. However, there will be a time over the next few weeks, could be Misano, could be in Japan, we've seen it, rain, those kind of things, conditions you can't control, and you lose a race, and suddenly, then the pressure starts.
Absolutely.
Good ride from Yamanaka, got through, was with the front runners. Nice little design of the Gaudi style. Lives over here in Barcelona. Similar sort of style as Angel Piqueras' lid. Your race winner today. And here he is, he's going to be talking to Jack Appleyard down at our Parc Fermé. Win number 4 of the year.
Angel, 2 wins in the last 3, and you really had to dig deep there to chase down Jose Antonio in the closing stages. Just how important a victory does this feel in terms of the World Championship?
Yeah, it's super important because at the end, on Friday, we were a bit struggled with the bike and with the setting, but on Saturday we did a great step, and for sure really happy to win again because it's one of my worst tracks for my riding style. So. If I win here, for sure it's super good for the championship. But anyway, now it's come Misano. That's a track that I like a lot. Last year I won with 2 long laps there, but we have to be same focus than here and try to be at the podium again.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, huge congratulations there. A fascinating last couple of laps, but in particular to that race. And arguably one where you could say Rueda was the fastest, but Piqueras was the smartest there.
Yeah, absolutely correct. And it was great to see the different dynamic during the race, the different people managing the tyre wear. And Monza was excellent at the start. He was able to stay in P1 and sort of do like high 48s, but they could go a second faster. And then when Rueda did his push with 7 laps to go, I thought, oh, that might be a little bit early. He obviously thought that he could break away, and he didn't. Piqueras just waited and waited and waited and pounced just when it mattered at the end.
Yeah, let's have a look at that on the penultimate lap when he did that overtake, and he seemed to know exactly what he was doing, Michael.
It's like he's got eyes in the back of his head, Angel Piqueras. He's so good in the battle, and yeah, it was such a scrap at this stage, but he just positioned himself exactly where he wanted to be. The way he blocks it off, he swerves across to the right. The way he's doing it's a little bit naughty because he's all the way over there stopping the move on the inside and then switching back over to the left. But this is the last corner move from Rueda. If he'd have been in second, that would have been on Piqueras, but Rueda making sure he only gave away 5 points today in the championship race. But what a move this is, the last corner one. Sylvain, you said halfway around the lap, Rueda, last corner, he's going to pass someone, and he did so cleanly. He didn't run onto the green paint. But yeah, it was such an interesting race. It was a good old-school Moto3, a little bit of strategy, a bit of a chess match, but also a proper Ferenbachian slipstream, 5 abreast into turn 1. I love it.
And amazing, really, how much the tyres did affect that race.
Yeah, and we knew that, you know, on this tarmac, low grip and high tire consumption for some reason, because you get the tire spin even with the Moto3 bikes. You just really, these tires are getting marked and they're getting really used, but essentially they just slip all over the place. So, but that's not due to the tires. It's because of the surface of the track is like that. So yeah, you have to be patient. You have to know what you can do and when, and really think about when to attack. So yeah, it was a masterclass from Piqueras, I've got to say. The pressure is on in the championship, you know. Obviously, Rueda was very, very strong here, didn't manage to get the win, and Piqueras is on great form.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed as though he was running away from it. There's still a hatful of points there. He's still got a really good lead. But, you know, can Piqueras keep this pressure on? Could we see this, you know, mounting to something towards the end of the season?
Yeah, I think the problem is Rueda's as consistent, but with Piqueras' interview there saying that this is his worst track, we're going to his best in Misano, and all he needs is a little slip-up or a mistake from Rueda, and it's game on. on. So I think it was 69 points. Took 5 away. We're down to 64. That's not insurmountable. We've still got 7 races left on the table. I think 175 points, it's all possible. So let's see what he can do. I love Piqueras when he gets into his stride. He's got that super zen focus in the race. I don't know how he does it. He can control things around him, position himself always in the top 3, always where he needs to be, and that makes him a real contender for this championship.
Yeah, well, it's slowly building, isn't it? Let's go to the podium and enjoy the celebrations today. Angel Piqueras, masterful, Gav.
Yeah, he's been superb again, and they see confirmation of him taking victory ahead of Jose Antonio Rueda. We're still waiting for the podium to happen here. They're all set to take the riders up onto the podium, but hasn't quite happened yet. Run down, they see Scott Ogden picking up 2 World Championship points for 14th place. Further back, Marco Morelli, a decent enough ride, just missing out on the points for MLAV squad, with Eddie O'Shea a little bit further back in 22nd. Jacob Ralston, cruel technical problem for him, and Cormac Buchanan crashed out at a similar time on that lap. This is how the championship looks. Rueda leads Piqueras now by 64. That's close by 21 points over the last 3 rounds, and you know, put that over the next 7 rounds, that kind of gap, and it's going to be tight by the time we get to Valencia if the rock continues for Rueda. I say second place isn't too bad, is it? Further down, Scott Ogden moves up a couple of positions in the championship into 15th, ahead of Ralston and Matteo Bertelle, who still we're not quite sure when he'll be back, whether it'll be in Misano, perhaps, what we've heard earlier. And Casey O'Gorman, we'll get a view of the Irishman for the end of the year. He's trying to sort himself out a ride for next season. There you can see, we've started to get people up onto the podium now. Nice little podium setup they've got here at the Barcelona-Catalunya circuit. F1's had a lot of influence here over the years, still does. New VIP areas, they've got it for another year. They're desperate to hold on to it into the future. I know Madrid's got a race now. Obviously the Barcelona-Madrid rivalry, as much as in the football field. So Furusato stepping up onto the podium alongside your championship leader, still championship leader, Jose Antonio Rueda, and Angel Piqueras, cool as a cucumber today. Takes it all in his stride. Oscar Montano down there underneath the podium cheering him up. Angel's family here too, the sisters, joining him underneath the podium. Looks like it's going to be Albert Vadri who takes the team's award. There's Mitch from Monster, the sponsors here this weekend. MT Helmets MSI squad celebrate a 4th victory of the season. Third place trophy then. Good to see Furusato back on the box. Will he move to Moto2 next year? There's a lot of talk about him maybe taking that step up. Proud Hiroshi Aoyama underneath the podium. So run it up. Definitely president of the FIM, serving member in there. And Jose Antonio Rueda celebrates, and in doing so, pit Byra too, because that's KTM. Well, with Piqueras' win anyway, it's KTM, the Constructors' champion, to get it ahead of Honda this season, as they have been for the last few years. The mayor of the local town of Montbello hands over the trophy then to Angel Piqueras, 4th victory of the season. For the man from South Valencia, delight for that burgeoning MSI squad. And now let's get a rendition here in Catalonia of the Spanish national anthem.
What a race! And now it's champagne time to end off here. What an absolute classic Moto3. It was technical, it was perfect, it was just right. One more European race then before we go into the flyaways. Join us next time in a week when we go racing at San Marino. Next up, it's Moto2. We'll see you soon.